What is up, humans of the cardboard? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, we've got more Burst of Destiny reveals. We've got a new Magistus Synchro monster. It looks awesome. It performs awesome. It looks really, really good on paper. We'll talk about him. We also got a couple of ritual stuff, another ritual monster, and another ritual spell. I have not read these at all, so we'll see what's going on there. But yeah, let's start off with our Synchro monster. So first off here we have Zorua, the Magistus Daimon. Okay, this is a spellcaster Synchro. It's fire. It's level 8. 2900 attack, 1500 defense. It requires one spellcaster tuner and any non-tuner, so it's actually fairly generic. The tuner has to be spellcaster, but everything else does not, which is pretty cool. And the third effect is a hard once per turn. First effect reads, if this card is synchro summoned, you can equip this card with one Magistus monster from your extra deck. Second effect, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters of the same type, Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, Link, as Magistus monster cards in your spell and trap zone. And third effect, you can target one Magistus card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card back from the graveyard. Very, very cool. A lot of cool things going on here. I think every single effect here is actually really good. Just the first effect, I mean, simply could just equip something like the Link 1. That gives you a search from deck. Or you could equip, obviously, the Exceed, I believe, gives you like a back row pop. I believe the Synchro gives you the ability to like pop something if you battle it. And you also have the Fusion, which gives you like a 1000 point buff. Not the craziest thing there, but still could be good in the right matchup because of its second effect. So you have a lot of utility here because of the second effect, really, because then it just becomes a skill drain, but even better, of any monster type that's like that also corresponds to the kind of Magistus cards in your spell and trap zone. So if you have like the Fusion equipped, then any Fusion just straight up cannot activate its effects. That's actually really powerful. It's powerful that they can't even activate them. So it's not even like skill drain where like on the field their effects are negated. This means in grave they can't activate. This means they can't even attempt to trigger on field, like paying cost, which can technically play around certain things. This just says they can't even attempt to activate, which is really, really good. There, so if you could get multiple up, or you know the matchup and you just kind of put up the right one, this could be an insanely powerful floodgate versus the right matchup. And the third effect, also really good. If once this card leaves the field, it comes back very, very easily, and then you just attempt to like re-establish the like floodgate effect over and over again, and just be a huge pain in the ass. Now, it coming back won't immediately give you access to like putting one of the equips on, but assuming this is engraved and you're just gonna like bring it back, hopefully you would already have access to something that gets it to you, because theoretically in one turn you can almost equip like three different ones, like 2 to 3 different ones easily, and that's actually pretty good because then you're locking out most matchups in the game. Between like Link, Synchro, and Exceed, and Fusion also, but that's more specific, I guess. Matchups like Shaddoll, Invoked, stuff like that, it definitely could be really good against as well. But really cool card. I think it does everything for you, right? It's like, kind of like a +1 on summon, gives you a really strong, mess with your opponent effect. Not a disruption technically, but it's a floodgate, and we will take those. And the last effect, just awesome, awesome, easy recovery at the same time. And it's a big body. 2900 is nothing to laugh at. Very, very good card. Okay, next up here we have this. I have not read anything here. This is Transonic Bird, a level 4 Dark Winged Beast ritual effect monster. This is 0 attack, 2400 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Sonic Tracker. I'm assuming that's this card down here. Once per turn, you can reveal one ritual spell in your hand, and if you do, add one ritual monster from your deck to the hand whose name is listed on it, and if you do that, shuffle the revealed card back into the deck. Okay. Second effect, once per turn during your opponent's turn. Quick effect, you can send a ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard. This effect becomes that ritual spell's effect that ritual summons a monster when it is activated. Okay, and the third effect, if this ritual summon card is tributed, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Very, very interesting. Wow. Okay, so this guy kind of almost gives me like Megalith vibes, in that like he allows you to like quick ritual summon on your opponent's turn. That second effect is very, very spicy, where you're sending a ritual spell from deck to grave as cost, which is also really good. I mean, I think of like the Drytron ritual spell, which also like adds itself back from grave very easily. So that's already nice setup that you can send that for cost, and then you perform like a ritual summon, which is really nice. Wow. Okay, that's so cool. And the first effect, obviously, like consistency, giving you the ability to like reveal a ritual spell to then swap it for a ritual monster. You do have to shuffle it back, which is kind of a pain, but definitely still interesting. Still could still be pretty nice. I think this card is pretty nice, and also gives you disruption, right? If you're gonna do the quick ritual summon, you could tribute this for cost, or tribute this for the summon, and when he's tributed, he's targeting a card your opponent controls and negating it. So that is disruption if you're doing that on your opponent's turn. So very interesting ritual card, just nice and generic. Honestly, I like that it flows with just like most generic like ritual archetypes. And then here we have Sonic Tracker. This is a ritual spell. You can only use it to ritual summon Transonic Bird, or it's used to ritual summon Transonic Bird. Second effect is a hard once per turn. The first effect reads, ritual summon one Transonic Bird from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand and or field whose total levels equal 4 or more. But the summoned monster's level becomes equal to the total levels of the monsters used. Interesting. So I guess if you're tributing other stuff, he would raise his level immediately, which means you could potentially tribute for higher, level tributes when he's doing his effect to like ritual summon on the opponent's turn. Very interesting. Level modification, not too bad. And the second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one ritual monster you control, send a ritual monster with the same type and or attribute as that face-up monster from your deck to the graveyard. Interesting. That's pretty good. I mean, I think of stuff like the Cyber Angels, right? Like, or as well as like the Heralds, right? I believe they're like all light fairies, so that becomes pretty easy. It's also any same type or attribute, so it just need to be the same light. They either need to be like lights together or fairies together or whatever. You can get a free send for something else that could give you some really good value there. Actually pretty good. I'll take that. Let's update this, see if there's anything else. Nope, that looks like everything for tonight. Really, really good. I just want to talk about this card since it came out earlier. I really think this card is awesome for just spellcasters in general, not even specifically Magistus, but obviously even more so they have extra synergy there. Very excited to see where this deck goes. I've already like contemplated certain lists with like just spellcaster.deck where you're combining stuff like the Invoked engine, the Dogmatica engine, the potentially even spell books, potentially Magistus, and you're just like a mishmash of all of them because they're all just like really good like resource efficient engines, and this card just becomes another like win condition for them, which is really cool. So yeah, just honestly more nice cards to bolster up this set anyway, and it's already the best core set of the year. So yeah, really nice. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Thank you, all that stuff. Whatever. Subscribe if you want. I'm kind of flustered. It's been a long day for me. I am exhausted, but I still want to get this out. So yeah, sub if you want to stay up to date with all the reviews I'm doing for the rest of the cards in the set. I think after these 3, there should be like 14 more cards in the set that we'll get over the next week, because the set's coming out in like a week in the OCG. So stay tuned for that and more. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.